Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So I recently made some purchases and I wanted to come show you guys some new makeup that I purchased, give you guys my first impression, and just let you guys know what I think about the products. So this one is the Futurism 3 and it's a Astro Pink palette. These palettes are so cute. They do open up. They have two flaps and it does come with a mirror on this side, as you can see. The names are not listed on the palette, but it does come with a little sleeve with the names on there. Then we have Futurism 2, which is a cyber bronze, and this is what it looks like. And that too is also really pretty. They have the Futurism 1, which is a sci-fi green theme palette. Also, I have this Benefit Air Patrol. This is a BB cream eyelid primer. Heard some good things about this. It's not really new, but I heard some good things about this, so I do want to test it out. So I did purchase this. From a previous video, I have Underdog and the Stunna Lip Paint by Fenty Beauty that I want to try out today. And I have the Born This Way. This is a translucent setting powder. So I heard good things about this powder. I do want to test it out and see if I can make this a staple because I do love my powders. And also we have the Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation up to 24-hour wear, and I also have the Correcting Concealer, Stay Naked Concealer. So we're gonna try these two out. Also want to try out this Tardies Pro Glow palette. Very beautiful, comes with a mirror on both sides, and as you can see it has the blush, a highlight, and a bronzer shade at the bottom. I'm gonna start off with my eyes first. I think I want to lean toward this Futurism 3 Astro Pink palette, so we're gonna play around with this one. Let's try it on the lid. Now I don't care too much for the applicator and how it applies, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my Profusion brush that I use for my to clean up my concealer under my eyes, and I'm gonna go ahead and just blend this out. They feel a little tacky, which is good because I feel like the eyeshadows is gonna stick to it. I'm not getting any creasing, so that's a good thing. So let's go ahead and start with the shadow. I'm gonna go in starting with this pink shade. Not a lot of kickback up in the pan, I like that. Very pigmented eyeshadow, very pigmented. And it's not too much kickback coming up in the pan, which is lovely, but the pigmentation is definitely there. These shadows are performing very well so far. So, and the pigment is, like I said, the pigment is just amazing. I'm going to use the second shade right here to blend through the crease. And we're also blending out those edges of the pink. Okay, so I'm just going to go back in with that first brush that I started with to just pretty much put that pink back in there because a little bit has left blending it out, and I just want to make sure the outer corners are very pink. Okay, so now I'm going to take my 242 MAC brush and we're going to use this beautiful pink right here. We're going to apply that all over the lid. Oh my goodness, these shadows are amazing. I didn't even have to wet the brush and it is just picking up on the lid. So nice. Okay, I'm just gonna go back in with that brush that we use. I'm not gonna use anything on it. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend everything together. I'm just gonna use this Catrice Goodbye Pores for the center of my face. And then I'm gonna go in with my Smashbox primer water just to give my face a little drink of hydration around the perimeter. So I'm gonna use the Colossal Big Shot Volume Mascara and just go ahead and apply some mascara and some lashes to the top. And then we're gonna go ahead and proceed with the face. I'm not gonna add a wing line or anything. I'm just gonna leave the shadows as is. Just apply some lashes. It kind of completed the look. We still gotta do the under eye, but we're gonna proceed and start on the face. So I have the shade 61NN in the foundation, and I have the shade 50WY in the concealer. So usually I'm more warm tone, but like warm yellow, but for some reason, you know how these foundation lines are going about it these days. Everybody got their own meanings. Can't go by W's and N's and Y's. You have to just go by what shade works for you. That's why it's always good to go in store and swatch it. So NN, which stands for neutral, worked for me, and then the concealer warm yellow worked for me. So we're gonna go ahead and apply this. I'm gonna use my Real Techniques Instaface Pop Brush to apply this. So it is on the more watery side, and that's what discouraged me from using it a while ago. When I swatched it, I just was completely like, no, that's not gonna work for me. But after reading the claims, let's go through some claims real quick. It says flexible, breathable, real skin, matte finish, medium buildable coverage, does not transfer, minimize the appearance of pores, waterproof, and vegan. So it's a lot of claims. When I did try it out though, when I gave it a try, it literally, like, look at that. It is covering, it's a medium coverage, but I'm leaning more toward a medium full. It is definitely weightless upon application. It blends out really, really good. I think the match isn't too bad. It's actually nice. It's the closest thing to me besides all the others that I tried. Like the undertones just wasn't kicking up for me. But as far as the application, it definitely feels weightless, and I did not experience any transfer. I did go to Ulta and try it out on one side of my face and wore it throughout the day, and I just knew I had to buy this foundation because it just felt so much like a staple for me. So I said, let me just go ahead and get it and do a full face and just see how I like it throughout the day. If it's gonna crease, what is it gonna do? Because this was like holy grail straight out of Ulta. And as you can see, the match is not too bad. And I think that concealer will help really bring in the color. To blend out this concealer, I'm gonna use my Instapop Cheek Brush by Real Techniques. So let's go ahead and apply this concealer. And I love the doe foot on it. It's curved. The concealer claims were buildable, full coverage, flexible, breathable, and does not transfer, real skin matte finish, corrects the looks of imperfections, waterproof, and a vegan formula. So this has a lot of claims. I'm just gonna note that. It has a lot of claims. And it sounds like a dream come true claims. And like I say, a good 80% was facts when I tried these products out in Ulta, to basically enough to make me want to purchase it. So ooh, that blended out good. But we're gonna lightly set with, and I'm just gonna go back in with the foundation brush just to smoothen everything out, make sure everything, the edges of everything is blending and meeting together. Okay, so to set the whole face and the under eye, I'm gonna go in with this Too Faced translucent powder. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Smashbox angle powder to set under the eye. And just bring it down onto the face. I don't even feel tight. It doesn't feel matte tight. It just feels like it's a flat matte look. So we're gonna go ahead and use this Tardies Pro Glow palette. For the bronzer, I'm gonna use my Real Techniques Rebel Edge medium brush. And we're gonna dip into this bronzer. A little slight kick back up in the pan. Not bad, but it's there. bronzer doesn't look too bad. It does have a red tint to it. And I kind of like to keep it a little bit more neutral, warm neutral. This is like warm red, but it's not too bad. It's getting the job done. Okay, next up I'm going to use this pink blush right here with my Smashbox buildable cheek brush. And the blush is very pigmented. You only need like a couple swipes. And this brush is very light. You do have to build with this brush. So for it to be this pigmented, I'm liking the blush. Very pink and pretty. I've been also liking the Echo Tools brush. It's similar to the ABH brush. So I'm going to go ahead and dip my brush into this shade right here for a highlight and just see how it looks. Okay, so the highlight is pretty. I do feel like it's a nice shade. It is emphasizing just a little bit of the texture, but that could be the formula underneath it, not necessarily the formula of the highlighter. I want to finish off the eyes. I'm going to go ahead and take my Morphe M506 brush, and we are going to take this shade that we use in the crease, which is this brown shade, and start building up underneath the eye. And then we are going to take that 242 brush we used earlier to pack, and we're going to use this blue shade right here to put underneath the eye as well. At the bottom, and these are super intense, you guys, really intense. And I am just going to throw some MAC Smolder black eyeliner in the waterline. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and apply this Fenty Beauty in Underdog on the lips. Okay, so I just finished off with this Smashbox setting spray. It is amazing. This has made it to my top 5. So it's new to my channel, but it's not new. I've been testing on this, but really good setting spray. So I finished off with that. So let's get into the products now. Starting off with the Air Patrol eyelid primer. This is a really good primer. I do feel like this primer will help out some of your okay shadows, like my other Benefit one, the Benefit Stay Don't Stray. This is a really good eyeshadow primer as well. But yes, I do feel like this is a really good eyeshadow primer. I do want to test it out with some okay shadows, but for the most part, I do feel like it did help out with the application of the shadows. It helped adhere to it. It does have a slight tack feel to it, but for the most part, it does not crease, and I did like that. Coming in with the Kaleidos Futurism 3 Astro Pink palette. This is an amazing palette. It is worth the money. I mean, the color story is beautiful. The formula is beautiful. These shimmery colors performed outstanding, and I was just playing around with them. I don't really feel like I got to just grab a hold of this shadow and give out my best look. I was literally just trying to see the blendability and the pigment of this. Both checked out superb. I mean, I would definitely purchase this shadow. If you were inquiring about this brand, I would definitely purchase it. Based on the swatches and the YouTubes, it does match up. They, for the most part, got some good reviews on it, and they are very pigmented, and like I say, the shimmers are outstanding. I can't wait to try the other 2 palettes and do a couple looks. So if you guys want to see that, just go ahead and thumbs it up and give me a comment, and I'll shoot out some videos for those eyeshadows as well. The foundation is amazing. I am not seeing any creasing. I do not feel like, okay, let's go through these claims real quick. Flexible, okay. Breathable, yes. It is not smothering my face. I don't even feel like it's on there. In fact, I almost forgot I was like wearing foundation. This foundation almost feels like you can forget easily you're wearing it, and when you look in the mirror, you don't mind. You're like, wait a minute, my skin ain't all that perfect, but you know. Real Skin Matte Finish, tricky one, because I do feel like matte finishes give off a cakey look, or it shows that you're wearing makeup, but depending on how you do your makeup, I did do my eyes with these colors, and obviously you can tell I'm wearing foundation, but if you was to try to achieve a natural look, I feel like you can with this foundation because it is very flawless. If you do have drier skin, I don't even feel like this would bother you. I don't feel like it would feel as dry on your face, and if it does, I would just recommend using a moisturizing primer and then applying this. I didn't really I used a primer water, and I used something just to fill in my pores a little bit, but overall I do feel like the foundation is flawless. It's not creasing, I don't feel it. Medium to buildable coverage, I do feel like it's more on the, I feel like the higher end of medium. Like you can get to full with another layer, but if you have slight imperfections, you can achieve a full coverage look. If you have more imperfections, I feel like you would need 2 layers if you're trying to get that full look. But as far as medium, it's a true medium. It does not transfer. Nope. When I tried this in Ulta, even on looking upon right now, even with a primer and all this stuff on top, it's not transferring whatsoever. Like, you can lay down and you don't have to worry about a white t-shirt getting messed up. You don't even feel any residue on your hands. That's awesome. I love non-transferable foundations, but the only thing that I don't like is some non-transfer foundations can feel very tight to the skin, as if it's elastic or something. This does not give off that. Waterproof, I'm not sure. Minimize the appearance of pores. My pores do not look emphasized. You know, I tried that ABH foundation. I do like the ABH foundation, the more radiant one they came out with, that almost looks comparable to ours. I tried that. I love it. I mean, I tried it in like 100-degree weather, so it didn't last me pretty long. I think upon using a good primer and a solid spray, it would really kind of hold it. But with this, you don't see any pores. Like, I feel very poreless right now. I feel very poreless. I feel very flawless. And this is just in with all these lights. You know, sometimes with your studio lighting, you can really see things, like everything stands out. And right now, I could just imagine it in natural light. So love that. So yeah, and it's a vegan formula and it says waterproof. I haven't tested out the waterproof. I don't go swimming with my makeup. I don't shower with my makeup. So if it does, check out waterproof. If you guys tried the waterproof test, you know, go ahead and leave it in the comment box. If you guys want to see me splash some water in my face with this foundation, then thumbs it up and leave a comment and we'll consider. But for the most part, I do feel like all the claims of this foundation is true. And also the concealer did have some minor claims. It said buildable for coverage. I do feel like it covered very well. I wouldn't say full. Maybe if I did 2 layers or so, but upon first layer, no, I didn't feel like it was a full coverage. It's flexible, it's breathable, does feel like the foundation. Doesn't transfer. I do get that because it did dry down. Gave me a real skin matte finish like it says. So this also has claims to be waterproof, and it says correct the look of imperfection. So I do feel like these two are a staple just upon application. If it can last up to 8 hours, it says it's a 24-hour foundation. This foundation can last up to 8 hours or just slightly break through some oils, because I do have oily T-zone. I do try to put on my primers to stop that oil, some sprays to stop the oil. But if just minor oil breakthrough or no oil breakthrough at all, then this is going to be probably my top foundation. I would say #1. I'm really feeling this foundation. Now, as for the powder is set pretty good. I am gonna have to test this more. It doesn't even look like I set it with powder. It almost feels like it just melted into my skin, and I lightly set it just to test out the powder, pretty much, because I don't even feel like I needed to set with this foundation and concealer. But from just using the lightly putting it on the face, this is a really good powder. I like it. It melted into the skin, did not increase my lines or my fine lines. It was really, really nice. So I do like this powder. And this Tardies Pro Glow palette. If you don't have a palette like this, I would say get it. But for me, the only reason out of the 3, 2 is banging. 2 is good. I'm not gonna say banging. 2 is good. So like, for example, the blush, very pigmented and buildable, very pigmented, and it blended really nicely. The highlight is beautiful. The bronze shade looks a lot more orange in the pan, but applying it, I felt like it came off a little bit more warm, a little too warm for my liking, and that's probably the only thing that I would say was for me in the palette. It blended good, I just don't like the tone of it. As far as these two, I do like it. So, and then this side is just a little bit lighter. This one is more peachier, and this blush is a little bit lighter. So I would keep it. I would travel with it because, like I say, the bronzer is okay. Reaching for it, I do have other highlighters, blushes, and bronzers that I prefer. So I will probably just set this in the drawer, and if I'm feeling a tone or it's reachable, I'll get it. You know, like it was a good 2 out of those 3, out of that row, a good 2 out of 3. So it's standing its ground. I don't know if it'll make it declutter, but it's standing its ground so far. This Stunna lip paint applies like water. It's probably the most watery that I've tried, but performs so good. Like, for it to be so watery, it is packed with pigment. It is weightless on the lips. You don't even feel like you're wearing a liquid lipstick. That's how good it is. So pigment, and as far as feel, A+. Beautiful color. Definitely will keep this in the collection when I just want to do like a real casual nice look with a little wing liner, some lashes, and a bold lip. That's what I see this, you know. So yes, that is pretty much all the items that I use that I was testing out for you guys that is new to me. So if you did like this video and you do want to see future videos of me testing first makeup on hand, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you do own some of these, I would like to know you guys' opinion. What do you think about some of these products? Are you going to buy them? Are you going to make them a staple? Do you already have some of them as your staple? Let me know, because I am curious to know what you guys think of these products too. And that'll also help me to either use them more or try them in future videos. So until next time, you guys.